Shrouded deep in the sleepless fog of the great swamp, the ancient undead city of Varrothir is fabled to stand towering above the fetid mire. Long have our ancestors told tales of the towering, pale stone arches seeming to forever climb into that moonless sky. Slender constructs standing higher than all others from our known lands, clad in cold, ghastly pale green stone, like souls bound to brick. The form of contorted, twisted cathedrals breach the lowly mists of the ground below and creep towards the sky as if desperately grasping for a moonlight that will never arrive. A symphony of sickly, verdant soul fire blazes on every warped archway, in the heart of every storied tower. Stained glass windows of breathtaking size and hauntingly beautiful shape take prominence in all mighty buildings. Green is the glare that pierces through all glasswork, staining the very air in its dark light, like tears ever weeping from the city itself. Limbs of eldritch wood and accursed tree take envious grasp of the monolithic stone arches suspending the city, twisting and growing around them as if harboring jealousy for their ill-fated ascension. They form a lamentable marriage of stone and lumber, their undulated forms like muscle, holding ever higher this city of endless, dreamless night. But let it be known, a fable this is not. For I have seen it myself, the harrowing city lives. Or should I say, exists in unlife. For death may be the oldest fear of any man, but for the eternal denizens of Varrothir, it would come as a most blessed mercy. In an age beyond heroes, an age beyond memory, the ones who called Varrothir their home were curse-bound. Their souls shrived from their mortal forms and remade into undead nightmares. Spirit and bone, flesh and rot, blood of the fallen and lost dreams of the damned. These were the wretched ingredients and woeful tools used to give rise to a new form of creature, pitifully lingering someplace between eternal life and eternal death. They never tire, but never rest, never feel cold, but never warmth, never remembering who they once were, but never forgetting. The life of an entire people forever lost, but the pain of what once was, always to remain. Was it the work of a nation transfixed on breaking the bonds of mortality, only to be met with the ironic reality of brazenly pulling on fate's strings? Or did a false hierophant rise to power, and use his own people as the mortar to bind the bricks of his dark desire? Such things have been lost to time, for no one knows just how many countless centuries Varrothir has stood for. But what do these eternal souls, entrapped in this city of millennia, do with their unlife? They build, seemingly guided by some singular will, directed by a dark conductor, bricks upon bricks of cold stone ripped from the mire of the swamp by hand, packed into pale soul stone with energy imbued from their own ghastly gloom. Trees dark of limb and foul of stench, hewn from their own jagged toothed maws. Higher and higher, more and more the city grows, reaching desperately farther into the haze, like moths to a flame. And to what end does their toil get them? No one can say. No one alive, anyway. Strangely enough, brick and beam are not the only fruits of the undead's fervid labor. The few intrepid warriors who have stumbled upon Varrothir and lived to tell the tale have returned with their packs laden with all sorts of forsaken weapons and ethereal armaments. The magics imbued within are utterly foreign to our lands, and with power to eclipse all others. Life-draining swords, chest plates of glowing, gnarled ironwood, staves to bring forth a blinding mist. Whether to sell for a king's bounty, or to wield for unrivaled power, even a single artifact retrieved from Varrothir can change one's fate forever. So, you've heard my tale. Ah, that look in your eye. I can see that fire in you. The desire to leave no stone unturned, no secret unspoken, no treasure left untaken. Well, why of course do you think I told you in the first place? I want you and your sword to come with me and my party, back to Varrothir. I remember the way, of course. All there is for you to do is to take this gold, and we will be off. Excellent. I do hope you'll fare better than the last swordsman we hired. What happened to him? Don't worry. I'm sure we'll see him again soon enough. Hey everybody, it's normal tutorial bird here. Story tutorial bird is taking a nap in the other room. I'd like to thank everybody for watching this far if you've gotten to this point. This whole city build took me a little more than a week to fully make. It took a long time, but pretty happy with how it turned out. If you guys like it, be sure to let me know. If you don't like it, well, you can let me know too. But if you guys thought this was a fun video, it would mean a lot to me and the channel if you would consider subscribing. And I'll be sure to make more tutorial bird videos like this. This was something pretty new. I made like a whole story, as you can tell, to go along with this video. So I'm really wondering what people thought of that. I thought it was pretty fun to write and do, but let me know. I'll say a few things about the construction of the town, since you've gotten to this point. I started with building the cathedral on the right first, and that's definitely the most grandiose building, I think, out of all of them. And I kind of built the entire town around it, and I really wanted the city to have some flow, so I gave it that S shape, that curvy snake winding shape where it goes higher the further back into the city you go, to give it some good motion and movement and create a really pretty viewpoint for if you're at the top or bottom of the city. I also meshed the buildings with the streets of the city itself, so you're kind of forced to go through the buildings like they're an integral, living, breathing part of the city's roadwork, which I thought was really cool. It kind of gives it almost like a Dark Souls like map kind of vibe, almost like it's a video game playthrough adventure where you're forced to go through these different areas of the town and experience them. I put the environment to the Deep Forest Mist weather event, which creates this very nice hazy fog at like the just morning daybreak time. So I set it to that time, and I paused the time, and I also paused the time because I spawned all these ghosts to be the citizens, but they like breaking torches, so if they were just able to run around, they just break all the torches, sadly. It would be really cool to have him moving around, though, but that's just a limitation of the game right now.